Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized.
Right, welcome guys to the first of many games of Twist of Fate commentary. Not all games will be commentated, but I'll re-record some of the videos of the Twist of Fate gameplay that I do. And this is one of them, so I hope you enjoy the diversity and tag along to follow the series. Since I will upload nowadays quite frequently. So in this game I'm facing against Zed. Just gonna let the camera roll. So I'm starting by shoving in the lane because it's a crucial matchup where you need to actually hit level 2. Since you don't want to be out pressured by Zed to take free poke if he hits level 2 before you. I start by horribly CSing, apparently, which is really bad. Yeah, I miss half of the wave. Actually, I remember now. I missed half of the wave since I saw the bot lane invading, so I was just shoving it out and thinking what they're doing since they pinged and they're playing an unusual bot lane, which is Mordekaiser and Blitz. So I tried to follow here and kill them. Unfortunately, Nami got heal off twice. I'm gonna sidestep the Q here. Since I thought he had it up, I couldn't close in on the Nami kill. The Lee Sin stopped trying to kill me. I entered the bush to recall, which is kind of obvious. Since there isn't much to do in this scenario, I just camp here a bit and then I recall. I go back to lane, but this time I'm actually, while I'm going back to lane, I specifically remember because Zed is level 3, right? And it just means that if I hurry up and get, I can actually soak this wave and I will be more ahead of him. Since I got the kill on him initially and both our summoners are down. So the lane pressure of this game is actually reduced by a ton. Now I just back to standard laning. I'm trying to shove it out since I'm not really afraid of shoving in the lane. Since I'm certain that none of us have summoners, which means both junglers, both mids. So it can't be happening a lot of action unless I really overextend and get low on HP. Since if I shove the lane in, Zed actually needs to deal with it himself. And he doesn't really want to chase a laning kill that might not even get off, just to miss the initial golden experience of the wave. Here it's easier to shove in the wave against Zed, since it's free poke, since he comes out and tries to actually soak the wave and not let the gold go to waste. All this is possible since I know the Zed isn't as aggressive hitting Qs. So he's probably not a Zed main and he doesn't have flash up. So it's really easy to just bully him out of the lane. And now I just shove the lane accordingly, since I know he's gonna recall. I saw Lee, so I tried to go for the huge Grump steal there, since I warded the Wraith. There I'm checking top lane if something was viable to happen, but I decided not to. So I just decided to recall in the bush. Now I'm just going back to lane, and as you always go back to lane, you should consider looking at the other lanes at level 5 specifically to see if they're overextending, how are the matchups going, how are the CS, how are they positioning, so you can start deciding which lane to ult if there opens up a possibility after you hit 6. Here my kinda mouse bugged, so I couldn't hit him, so I should have just pressed auto into nothing, so the card would automatically go on me. It just, my character did a weird spin, and then I couldn't target him, so he escaped, but it was still worth, in a sense, since he wasted flash for a 60 gold minion. I spotted Vi with low HP top, so I decided to dive her. I wasn't sure if Lee Sin was top, that's why I cancelled the recall and why I left. Now that I spotted him there, I specifically told myself I'm gonna stun him, since I'm not sure if he's gonna toss out the Q quick or not. And the only way he could have hit me with Q there is predicting my movement, which he didn't since he tossed it right down the middle, which allows the sidestep, which I initially did. And it made me free card him, ignite him and just kill him 1-on-1. I recalled this further back because I know Zed was tagging along through the vision ward, and I didn't really want him to go in near the golem, or if he were to approach the golems, just to kill me. I'm following Zed to see if he's recalling, then I'm cancelling it out. The bad part of this is actually Lee Sin could have... No, Lee Sin is level 5, so never mind. Since Lee Sin is in level 6, there's not really much to fear. He could have insected me into the turret. Yeah, I'm reacting to it, then I realize he's level 5. Which is... you can just try to 1v1 him at this point. There I try to stay out of max Q range, since I've played against Lee Sin quite a lot, and it's my preferred jungler when I do a Q with people. There I failed to toss up the Q, so I missed the second melee minion, since it didn't line up correctly. I just hastily did it quick to get out of the lane. Since I'm not really that content staying in lane with 80% HP against Zed. Even though I had real since he will deal a lot of damage. Here my bot lane gets caught, so they actually ping me to help them, but I know Lee Sin is coming. I'm not certain exactly where he is, so I guessed he was around the river, which was wrong, but nevertheless I don't think if I teleported we could have fought that 3 versus 3 until Lee Sin catched up. Maybe it was possible if I went immediately, but I calculated the risk of the jungler since I knew he was bot side. And my better judgment was just to shove mid and let Zed miss the golden experience to put him further behind. Here I'm just going around and warding that side since Lee Sin is most likely gonna pass there. I looked up but he solo killed him, so I just decided to return back to mid now that I know that Lee Sin isn't anywhere near the map. I mean mid lane. I spotted that Graves was 1-1ing Lee, so he went for it while I shoved the lane, which caught my attention later on as I finished shoving the lane. Because I just finished checking on the minimap that Lee Sin was sorry, I'm stumbling. No near the minimap of mid lane. Here I just shove it in again, and I'm going back to buy Rod of Ages, I believe, since I have the necessary amount and I want to finish it to start stacking. Rod of Ages is a good item against Zed because it provides you the tankiness and the illusion of when he goes in on you, you take a lot more damage and you can't get one-shotted by his combo. Usually this matchup is played with exhaust, but I believe this is around platinum elo, so I'm not really playing it to the way it should be, because I'm automatically underestimating the Zed. This is one of my sub accounts, and that's why they're doing many more mistakes. And Twisted Fate is the kind of champion that actually loves to abuse the opponent's mistakes. So I overextended into the bush since I wanted to ward it. Then I noticed that the best scenario to deal with them separately was flash over the wall, which led to the bait and kill, and it led us to ultimately secure the Infernal Dragon, which was good. All due to me face checking, which was a mistake, but I made it possible that we could capitalize on it if Lee Sin was greedy and tried to pursue me over the wall, which is dead, since I noticed my team was coming to aid me, me being caught. So towards the end it was actually good, but it automatically could have gone just as bad, and then me dying and then the enemy team trying to pursue the dragon since we would be down a man, and it would give them reason to come back into the game. But the end result still stands that I managed to be successful into converting it. Here I'm looking bot lane, so I'm just gonna be on my way. My team already lost the team fight, so I'm just not trying to pursue them any further. That was still a failed Q. I tried to hit all three of them. I don't play with Smartcast on Q, so it's a bit harder, but I usually hit them pretty well. I knew that Nami was going top lane through the minion wave of mid, and Ezreal was quite overextended as well. So I just decided to shove him back to base. Now since I spotted Lee and Zed mid, I thought I'd go top, but both of them died. So I saw Lee going for wolves, and then my mouse couldn't find him on top of the wolves, so I wasn't sure if it would hit them or hit the champion, since there was an obvious overlap. And those nerfs are kind of annoying, so I tried to find a clear spot where to card him, since the characters overlapped. And it could have led me to hitting the wolves, which would be really embarrassing, so I thought I hinged on the hope that Lee Sin already used his W and he would walk out of the overlapping of the character and the neutral creep. And I just started shoving back the lane. Seeing as all the enemy were seen bot lane, I just pursued to push the mid and shove it in. Until Zed was spotted by the Wraith Ward. Now I decide to roam bot. I could tell that they noticed because they started already backing off in that big a position for me to queue. So they must have had a deep ward, which is the one at the dragon. This was well played by Zed, since he saw I tossed my card, so he went in for the kill quickly to disengage before I had my card up again. I tried chasing him down. I managed to get him since I saw him overextending for no reason and my ult was coming up. And I've killed him before and I knew his ult wasn't up. And I'm quite fed, so it's just a rinse of repeat process at this point, where you keep check of the abilities, you know where you are in at the point of this game and how you can abuse your lead. The good thing is bot lane isn't as behind as they appear to be. They actually have more dueling power than the enemy bot, even if it doesn't appear on the screen. The top lane is already winning, so he's shoving pretty hard. Oh, actually died once, 1v1 now. This time around I'm actually looking at the top. I noticed there's something peculiar about it. So I decide to walk up and get the Nami kill. Blitz should tail back to base, but he's still sticking around, even though it's not needed. Here I'm pretty sure I wouldn't die, but I wasn't certain if he hit level 8 or I'm in 11 yet, but it was 10. So the thing is, Blitz, Zed was pathing towards Blitz and hoping that Blitz was still in the bush, which made Zed ultimately deal less damage to me. But it would have been fine, since the majority of the damage towards end was because of the ult, and it would have been zone either way anyway. He didn't have it up. Here I saw Ezreal overextending after shoving mid, so it led to an obvious kill. Blitzcrank got a kill since they were backing off the turret after we rotated back mid. Since the bot lane wave was shelved dead, the mid up wave appeared to be more free. Here we attempt to melt it down before the minion wave comes. And get the stun up. Fortunately it wasn't enough to save the Mordekaiser. Get the turret. Don't really fear the 4 people being alive. Isonia earlier there. I sidestepped the Viking because he was obviously coming diagonally to block me out. Sway moved up and ate the leasing Q, which reduced the chance of it ending up on me. I went for Nami since she was overextending. She wasn't even beside her team. I spotted Ezreal was low. This leads to a really dumb chase where I miss all my long range Q, but they are harder to hit, so I tried to predict where he would E on the last one, and prior to that I just tried to hope he moved to the left or to the right a bit, trying to dodge them. Here I'm lucky Zed doesn't catch up, but it will lead to a funny kill which I actually want to see. Blitzcrank 1v1ing the Zed. Oh, back to the TF gameplay. There isn't really anything to be commentating about that play. It's sad, I guess. When I'm standing still, I'm actually most of the time checking shop or the minimap, or waiting for the wave to come, since I don't want to overextend and die with the lead. And my team was grouping in except bot lane. They prefer dueling out this game on the bot side area. I thought I could get Ezreal there, so he kinda killed himself, so I locked the card preemptively after he eat towards Blitz. Since Vi wasn't near of QR range, I thought it was the obvious play. Here I Zonia to get help of my team, but I realized I would have been hit by the bubbles I flash out. I hope for a grab or something to push them back. But just me overextending to make a play happen. The Zed there killed his team, since he just went in to die. He didn't really put any damage onto me, because as soon as he pressed R, he just pressed it back to return. I saw Lee Sin doing Wraiths for no reason, so I decided to chase him, since I have the more movement speed than him. Could have easily just gone bot and shoved, to be honest. But I believe my team would be more than capable of doing so. Here I notice my bot lane is backing off, so I'm just taking other stuff from the enemy team to deny them coming back. Just securing the waves to apply more pressure. I believe I'm asking them to go Baron at this point of the game. And if I'm not, it's a mistake, since every lane is shoving in and it's a good opportunity. Since the bot lane has confined their bot lane into the bottom side of the area the majority of the game, so they shouldn't have deep wards into the Baron pit. Okay, so the dragon is spawning, so we're probably taking that first, and then trying to consider if there's a Baron or not. They're still for checking, since I was checking if Blitz got safely out or not, or if he got a possible pick for me to ult onto. Here I'm just deciding to shove out bot lane. Since they're fighting mid, I have two options. Go in and help them, and I saw Lee Sin was on his own, so that was an easy port. Ezreal was in range if I locked W and just walked to him. And at the same time, since I shoved bot in, it was already reaching the turret, and we could easily capitalize on the turret and the inhibitor. And now we could finally capitalize on the midstream. I mean mid inhibitor. Since 3 people are also dead, we can shove in and finish the game with the minion wave we actually do possess at this point. So it's just gonna lead to the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed the first game of the Twisted Fate series, even though this was with commentary, and if you want to catch the live play, you can always look on Twitch TV, where you can actually watch me play live Twisted Fate at www.twitch.tv/tfonlyeast. Thank you for watching.